Welcome to Scone Bake and Beyond. Hi, I'm Kathy, and I enjoy making scones, muffins, cookies, and all sorts of delicious baked goodies. Growing up, it was a treat anytime we had Hostess Cupcakes. So I decided to make my own Hostess-style cupcakes. So today, I'm sharing with you my recipe for Hostess Cupcakes. These chocolatey cupcakes are filled with a yummy marshmallow filling. And then I topped them with a wonderful chocolate glaze. And then I decorated them with those cute little curly cues. You and your family are going to love these cupcakes. So let's bake. So let's get started with the cupcake. I really want to make this cupcake chocolatey. So I have here 3 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, and a little bit more chocolate. I have 1 tablespoon of chocolate syrup. And to that, just to make this chocolate flavor even pop even more, I have 1 teaspoon of espresso powder. So we're going to add 3/4 cup of boiling water. We're going to mix this until all that chocolate is combined and that bittersweet chocolate is melted. Okay, it's all blended, the chocolate is all melted, so we're going to set this aside. I have here my stand mixer fitted with the paddle, and so now we're going to add 3/4 cup of unbleached flour, 1/4 cup of whole wheat pastry flour, 3/4 cup of caster sugar, and to that I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to put the mixer on low just until all these dry ingredients are mixed together. Okay, it's been 1 minute, so now it's time to add 2 eggs, 1/3 cup of canola oil or vegetable oil. Either one will work. Now 2 teaspoons of vinegar, and the reason why I'm putting the vinegar in is because I don't have any buttermilk in this recipe. In fact, to make this chocolate flavor even pop more, I don't have any butter, buttermilk, or milk, or any dairy product in this recipe. Because I put baking soda in here, I do need an acid. So I have white vinegar here, and this is 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. And I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm going to put this on medium speed for about 1 minute till everything is combined, and you will need to scrape down the sides every once in a while. Okay, now that's been about 1 minute and it's nicely blended here, it's time to add our chocolate. These are going to be so good. So I'm going to put this on low speed and mix in the chocolate very slowly. And once it gets mixed in, then I'm going to put on medium speed for about another minute. And I do need to scrape the sides and the bottom while this is going. I have here my cupcake tin, and I have it lined with little cupcake liners. Now, if you don't want to use cupcake liners, that's fine. Just make sure to spray the bottoms really well of the cupcake tin. So I have my cupcake tin, and to get the batter in there, what I'm going to do is I have this 4-cup measuring cup with a spout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my batter in this 4-cup measuring cup. If you don't have a 4-cup measuring cup, go ahead and use a 2-cup or even a 1-cup. It's just going to take you a few times to refill it. So I'll get this in here. And this just helps pour. What we're going to do is we're going to pour the batter into our cupcake liners. And this is a much easier way to put that batter without getting it all over the place and get it nice and neat in the cupcake liners. And the spoon here is to catch it when at the end, to catch the drip. So I can get it from one to the other without dripping from one to the other. So here we go. We're going to fill these about 3/4 full. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees and we're going to bake these for 17 to 20 minutes. While our cupcakes are baking, it's time to get the filling started. So I have here 2 tablespoons of just room temperature tap water and a 1/2 teaspoon of gelatin. And we're going to put this in here and we're going to mix it up and let that gelatin get softened and we're going to be blooming the gelatin. Now that that's mixed together, we're just going to let this sit here for 5 minutes so that that gelatin gets all nice and soft. Okay, it's nice and soft. So now we're going to put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, let it come to a little simmer around the edges and get the gelatin all dissolved. Okay, it's been 30 seconds. So now what we're going to do, and this is nice and hot and all the gelatin inside is totally dissolved. So now we're going to add 3 tablespoons of room temperature butter and 3/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to mix this in until the butter is melted. Look out. I have here 3.5 ounces of marshmallow cream or marshmallow fluff. And I always measure this by weight rather than volume because it's hard to get this into a measuring cup and back out or however you measure it. And I find if I measure it by weight, it's just a much easier way to measure it. So we're going to put this in here. And to get this out easily, I sprayed this with a little bit of baking spray. And then I wiped it down a little bit so we didn't have too much in there. But that helps you get that out a little easier. We're going to whisk this in until it's nice and smooth. So it's nice and smooth now. We'll take out the whisk and put in our spatula. Just kind of give it a nice little mix. There we go. There. Oh. This marshmallow filling is so good. What we're going to do is we're going to cover this with a little cling wrap. There we go. We're going to put this in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes or until after the cupcakes have cooled. Okay, it's been 20 minutes and our cupcakes are done and oh, they look so good. Oh, they smell so chocolatey. We're going to let these cool completely and then it's time to fill them. Okay, our cupcakes have cooled down. Our marshmallow filling is, I put in a piping bag and I'm just going to keep it crimped up, otherwise it will start kind of coming out. So we'll just leave that right there. And I have a plate here and a little knife, a little bowl for what we're going to do right now. So to fill these up, there's various different ways, but the way I like the best, and the way I like the best, is to take a little knife and just cut out a little cone from the middle. So we'll just go around the edge here. There we go. We'll take out this little piece. Now we're just going to cut off the top, we're just going to cut off the bottom part and keep the top part about 1/4 inch thick. And then here's our inside. We're going to take our wonderful marshmallow cream here and we're just going to pipe it in there till it's almost full, not quite full. Put that there. And then we're going to put our top back on. There we go. And if it starts coming up, which is actually a good thing, what you want to do is just press down that top and spread that marshmallow cream around. And what it will do, it will seal around right where you made that cut at. So we'll just kind of make sure that gets nice, pressed down and flat. And just smooth out whatever marshmallow cream comes out, just smooth that out. And we're going to repeat that for each one of these. Our cupcakes are all filled with that yummy marshmallow filling. So now it's time to make that yummy chocolate glaze. So I have here 3 ounces of bittersweet chocolate that I've broken up into small pieces, and 3 tablespoons of room temperature butter, and 2 teaspoons of white corn syrup. Put that in there. There we go. We're going to put this in the microwave for 30 seconds and then give it a stir and get all that chocolate all blended with the butter and get all melted good. Okay, it's been 30 seconds and we'll just give this a stir. You should still have some pieces of chocolate that haven't melted yet, but once we stir this up, it will get all melted and all blended. So we're going to take each of our cupcakes and just dip it in the chocolate and give it a little twist and bring it back up. And there's our last one. Those look so good. We're going to let these set a little bit while I make a little royal icing so I can make those really cute little curlicues on top. Okay, for the curlicues, I tried using the marshmallow filling and putting that on top, but it just kind of flooded together and made one long, I don't know, line, thick line. So it didn't stay nice little curlicues. So what I found is royal icing works really well because it'll keep the nice curlicues firm and then they don't bleed into each other. So what I have in my mixing bowl is 134 grams of powdered sugar, and it's been sifted, and 5 grams of meringue powder. I like using meringue powder instead of egg whites because this is not going to get cooked. So I have it in my mixer. I'm going to mix those together for just on low speed until it's just combined. And then I've added 2 tablespoons of water, and I'm going to continue that on low speed until the water is totally combined. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on high speed and whip it with the whisk attachment here for 5 or 10 minutes until it's nice, silky, smooth, and glossy. Okay, I think we're ready. I put in about a half a teaspoon of water in there, and I think we are good to go now. Yep. And if not, we'll just put it all back in there and add some more water to it. So this is what it looks like. Just give it a little stir around. And we'll get this in our piping bag. So I have here a 12-inch piping bag, and I fitted with a number 5 tip. I found the number 5 tip to be a nice size for piping our little curlicues. I tried a number 2 and number 3, and they seemed too small. So I went with the number 5. Now, if you've not made curlicues, it's a good idea to make a practice one. I'm just going to go for it, see how it goes. I'm going to get this down there, get all our royal icing down to the tip. There. And because royal icing dries out really quick, I like to put a little twisty tie on the end of my bag. There we go. So now it's time to make curlicues. So I'm going to take this one right here. And I usually make about 7. So if you see some of the, because it's royal icing, sometimes it'll make a little peak. So I just take a little toothpick and push down the little peak. Usually it seems to be on the last curlicue that I make. And some of them I put 8 on because I apparently can't count, and some I just got 7 on. These are going to be so good. But you know what? We just have to make sure they're going to be really good. So we'll take this one right here and take off the wrapping. Now these will go in the refrigerator. You can set them up in there, but they're actually setting up right now. But to really firm up that chocolate, go ahead and put in the refrigerator. These make wonderful lunch snacks for lunches, to go. You know, put them in your lunch for the day. They freeze really well because that marshmallow filling in there, because of the gelatin that we put in there, It doesn't really freeze up, so it stays nice and soft even in the freezer. So we're going to cut this one. I guess I'll cut it right there. Oh, look at that. Look at that wonderful marshmallow filling inside. Oh, this is going to be so good, just like the real thing. This wonderful chocolate cake that has like 3 different chocolates in it. The chocolate glaze on top, the little cute little curly cues, and that wonderful yummy marshmallow filling. It's time to try it. Oh, that cake is so tender, but it's firm enough to hold up to everything that I've just done to it. You need to make a really good firm chocolate cake to hold up with that marshmallow filling in there. Oh, that marshmallow filling is just so yummy. And that chocolate glaze. And then the cute little curly cues. Oh, this is so good. For the complete recipe, please go to my website, sconebaking.com. There is a link below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for future videos. I hope this recipe inspires you to bake. Thank you for watching.